Yo, guys. Alright, so I know I've been slacking a little bit, and I realized the other day while chilling in Miss Mom's stream, love you, Mom, great person, I never did the Sonya tutorial that I planned to do after the stream I did playing nothing but Sonya for like 3 hours. Um, so I have this chick at a decent mastery level, and after the recent buffs, I didn't really play her too much because I thought she was a little too cheese. But there are some things I'd like to tell some people because I see people playing her, and you know, there's just some what in the actual anyway. There's some basic things that you just kind of have to get the concept around. I'll talk about my item build. I'll talk about her skill set and how each skill works with one another, so on and so forth. But as always, let's start with the skills first. So my passive dog increases valor and grants the following effects through stacks for 5 seconds. These effects are applied only when Sonya is fighting enemy hypers. Remember that. Damage to enemy hypers plus 2% every 4.5 seconds. Damage taken from enemies minus 2% every 4.5 seconds. And you can see the stacks, blah blah, right there. Okay? My Q, super punch you. I leap forward and lands a powerful punch on the enemies. Now, you know, the leap isn't that big and the damage isn't that high, but it's kind of what it does. It damages enemy and applies the following effect. Move speed minus 15 for 3.5 seconds. It stacks up to 3 times. And it shares stacks with low kick. Now I'm going to jump down to low kick to kind of explain what that is first before I go decent way. So her A charges forward and lands a low kick, applying a certain amount of damage based on your item build. And it also does a 15% movement speed reduction for 3.5 seconds. Again, these two stack with each other, so you keep landing those bad boys on someone, and they ain't going nowhere for a while. W, the hip throw, something everybody's familiar with. When they see Sonya, this is basically what they think of. Oh my god, her CC. So, she lunges forward and grabs the enemies, doing applicable damage and throws the grabbed enemies backwards. Now, she doesn't just toss them, she goes back with them. So, keep that in mind. When you grab somebody, you're going to go back with them in the opposite direction that you ran. And it's not just a hip throw over your shoulder, it's a far pull back. Typically, you're going to land back where you started when you lunged forward. Anyway, and it knocks them down for 1 second, additionally dealing damage to enemies in 250 units around the person knocked down. So you could set it up where you hip throw someone into their team and damage them, and then if you're slick with it, you can actually ult them as well. Accelerate, her E, maximizes metabolism for 7 seconds, granting her the following effects. Move speed plus 15%, hip throw charge speed plus 30%, activates immediately, and it ignores interference effects except for grapple and defense plus 10%. Alright, so what that means, Michelle has mines, yeah, they slow people down. Elinda has stun mines, you know, people have things to stop you. However, it ignores all of the interference effects except for grapple. So if I activate my E and then I do my W, it's going to make me just run straight through all that crap and grab somebody, unless somebody grabs me. Now, my ultimate, R. She attempts to take down an enemy, knocking them down, hops on fallen enemies, and pounds on them 2 times, doing applicable damage per hit. Delivers a powerful finishing strike and additional damage. Holds location while pounding, fixes the location of the target while pounding, does additional damage to enemies near the target. They should probably change this wording. But yeah, basically she throws people down and pounds them, apparently. So, with that being said, Accelerate also amplifies your W. You will go further in addition to just not being stopped by interference effects. You actually move further with your hip throw when you go towards them. And your R activates immediately. There's a short animation debuff. There's a short animation buff there. So, animations are actually very key when you're playing a hyper. You need to know how your hyper works and what animations do what, how to cancel animations, because there is a combination I'm going to show you here with her hip throw and her ultimate in which you cancel the get up animation and go straight into her ult. Alright, so here we go. Let's start with her standard combo attack. Again, like most hypers, it is just 3 hits. Her jumping strike is a powerful kick. Now, that is something I want to make note of. People can jump over your W. So make sure that when you're trying to land your W, they're not just doing this little number. Now, if they're doing this number, like this low, they're probably still going to get caught. Now your Q, your super puncher dude. You go forward. Now it's not a huge distance. You can see the slow effect at her feet down here when I land the hit. It's not a huge distance that you're going to travel forward, but it's enough. Besides, you can always put your dash in and then do it. And as you can see, the slow effect right there. So that's something. You can always dash in and then slow them, then hit them with that low kick. And that's what your A is, your low kick. You're going to be using the low kick a lot more than you probably think, because it's just so natural next to your standard attack to just blam. So you can just doom, doom, doom. You know, start striking them, get in there. And also with your super punch do, if you want to go forward, hold forward. If you don't, just press it. So you don't have to lunge forward. It does not automatically lunge forward. It only lunges forward if you hold the key to go that direction. And there is if you play fighting games, you understand this. There is a whiff buffer, like a whiff grace period, I guess you could say, because there is a point where it should miss, but due to the animation of the strike, it actually hits. So it's not her fist hitting when I'm landing that right there. It's the animation from the swing that's hitting, but it still counts. As weird as that is, I don't really fully agree with that, but that's where the hitbox is with that attack. Now let's get into the thing that everybody wants to talk about, the W. So when I dash forward, the hip throw, I don't go that far of a distance. Now I want you to know that you will grab everything in the process. If there are minions, you will grab them too. But a few things about this particular skill. It can be stopped. It can be interrupted. For example, if you grab Volter while he has his W active, which is the explosion stun, he can stun you in mid-grab and in mid-throw. You can be pulled out of it. You can be stopped in mid-grab or mid-throw, and you can be stunned. These are things to remember. Now, I know I said I was going to talk to you about the combination with that and the ultimate, so let me do that first before I show you the E activation that powers up these things. So her hip throw, and this is what her ultimate looks like. Now, without the E activation, once you pay attention to the animation, she goes backwards first and then grabs. So she's not going forward at all. Like, she's just going back and then back into the position that she was previously in. She's not moving any further than where she's standing. So if I'm standing right here, I want to go there. The animation does cause them to be caught if they're a little bit in front of you, but she does not go that far. The reach on the skill is not that high. So what you want to do is you want to hip throw, and you saw that get up animation. I'm going to show you again. Hip throw, then she rolls up. You can cancel the animation completely. So hip throw, right when you land, press R. The animation is canceled. It is completely canceled. So again, I'm going to show you. Hip throw, right when you land, press R. And you can see the animation be canceled. It's like a trigger. She glows, and then the next thing you know, she's pounding people. Ground and pound. So again, hip throw, cancel animation with R, and then you have the ultimate instantly. In addition to that, say there are people behind you, and you got this Michelle up front, she's trying to get away, you're able to hip throw her into her team, hit that cancel, boom. Now, there are some people that can escape that, like Jack and Celine. Celine can hop back, do a backflip, and Jack can do his umbrella, under his umbrella, Ella, A. So, you know, just pay attention to that. What you're going to want to really have to do, and this is the hardest part of playing Sonya to me, in my opinion. It's not landing the skills. It's not doing the combination of the skills. It's not the super punch or the low kick. It's baiting out your enemy's evasive maneuvers. So, essentially, if you're really good at mind games, you can walk up to someone, you can just dash up to them, and they're going to be like, oh, crap, nope, I'm gone. And they start hopping around. They start doing all sorts of stuff. They burn their dash, they burn their evade, and then you activate your E, and then you run at these fools. Now remember what the hip throw looked like without the E activated. This is how far you go with it activated. You go much further. Now, in addition to that, I want you to remember how the ultimate looks without the E activated. You go back, right? So I'm going to activate the E. This time, I'm just going to go straight forward. It's just a gritty, in-your-face kind of wabam. So, with that being said, we're going to activate the E, and I'm going to show you the animation cancellation here again. So, on the ground and an instant. With the E activated, it's a lot more brutal and faster. That's the thing. It's not the brutality. Who cares about that, right? It's how fast it activates. It procs when you actually throw them down. So, E activation, ground, cancel animation, into R. Now, you don't have to try and tap it super fast to get it to do it. What you can do is activate your E, do your W, hold your R, and you'll do it. You can cancel the animation. So it's a quick and easy animation cancel. It's not something that's like super difficult to do. All you have to do is hold R during hip throw and you will automatically cancel the animation. Now, people can, if they're fast enough, dash out of that. But it's harder to dash out of that when you do the animation cancel because they don't have time to press F or double dash with the arrows, or if they have it set up on their gamepad, because you're taking advantage of the fact that they're still down based on that. Now, as you saw, even with the animation cancellation without the E, they have a second to get up, and they can get away. So with the E and the animation cancellation, you can just do it instantly before they get up. That's important to note. And of course, you do have your slows and what have you with that you could link into combos. So you can, if you don't have your ultimate up, just bam, boom, now they're slowed and they're like, oh crap, well I gotta hop away or something now. What am I gonna do? Even though you didn't have your ultimate. So her skill set does not rely on her ultimate as much as most people think it does. It does rely on the hip throw though, because that's where your CC comes in. That's where your setup. That's where you set up for your plays for your team, for yourself, for the kills and the assists for your teams and for yourself. That's just how that works. Now then, that's a simple breakdown of her skills, and I hope that does help you. But I'm gonna go into her items. I build her more bruiser tankish. The first item I get ever, period, at the end, it's 1 point in Foul Totem. Foul Totem is one of my favorite bruiser/tank items to get, especially if it's on a bruiser tank that I know what the crap I'm doing with. So basically, this is what Foul Totem does. When you kill or assist in a killing of a hyper, it increases your max health by 50 up to 15 times. So once that's maxed out, and it's at stage 3, when you kill or assist in killing a hyper, it restores 15% of max health. So check this out, guys. I go into the game. I put 1 point into this, and I'm already getting that passive. So what I do at that point is I do a little farming up. You know, I get my point in my Titan combat boots, defense, and move speed because I love my defense. And I just start slapping people. I'm like, oh man, let me just grab you and throw you into my team. If they get a kill, that's great because now I get a point in that passive. I get 50 plus additional max health. That is fantastic, dude. Then I go into and I just keep doing this. I keep being really aggressive in lanes. I keep trying to set up plays early game for my team to get kills. And I'm hoping that their damage is enough. I'll slow people down. I'll throw them into my team, hit them with my A, hit them with my Q, keep them slowed. My team just keeps clapping until the thunder rains down upon the heaven from these beautiful thunder thighs, okay? Look at them! Anyway, and I get the point in my passive. And then I have 2 of her unique items because they are both flip-flapping fantastic. So open finger gloves, because closed finger gloves are for losers. I'm joking. If you wear them, it's cool. Anywho, so it's attack, max health, and lifesteal. Gotta love that lifesteal when you're throwing people around the map. Literally throwing people around the map. What this does is it enhances low kick, gives it 10% plus damage, movement debuff plus 1 second, and move speed stack debuff minus 5%. Share stacks of super punch, as you know. Does the same exact thing for super punch. So this enhances 2 skills. That's one of the benefits of it. It enhances two of Sonya's skills. And the attack, max health, and lifesteal is pretty dope. But on top of that, that cooldown reduction, bro, is going to help so much. You're going to be throwing people all over the place, every which direction. Why? Because you can. Alright. So, blue judo uniform. It's an attack and defense and max health. Now, I love max health items on my bruisers and tanks. I mean, obviously, because I want to be beefy. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, most of the time, people aren't going to go in on you as a Sonya. No one is really going to dive attack a Sonya unless they have a capable tank or capable CC beast with them. Otherwise, if they go in on you, they're going to get just tossed all over the place and put a hurt on. So she's a safe hyper to play, but don't play her stupid. That's something that's important. Now what this does is attacks, defense, and max health, and cooldown reduction. Cooldown reduction is very key for her, so you can have your hip throw up and your ult up as soon as you possibly can. It's fabulous, fantastic, and great. I already talked about the Titan Combat Boots. You know, defense, move speed, and decrease the duration of all interference effects except grapple, shutdown, and listen closely by 15%. Now the next item I have on here is Breath of Fire. And I'm just going to max this out and show you why. Because you're all aware of the passive after a skill, your next attack Within 5 seconds, that skill does additional 100% attack damage. So check this out. I hip throw, right? Boom, it's activated. On the ground, they don't even get a chance to get up before I can do that. I A, right? Low kick. They're slow. They can't get away. They're trying to run. Super punch. Can't get away. Even if I E, punch, they can't get away. And then that combo we were talking about, let's E. You know? Ooh, I messed that up. Alright, so let's E. Alright, on the ground. Bam. So they still can't get away from that. So E. That's it. That's beautiful. Now, in addition, it gives me a little bit of attack damage, and that does help. That actually does help me secure kills as well as secure kills for my team, because I'm not building a whole lot of attack damage. I'm just building enough so that I do a decent amount of damage to lower somebody when I do CC them, when I do grapple them. That being said, you can build her. You can build her with a lot of damage, heavy damage, and it'll work. But that's just not how I play her. And remember, these are guys just to kind of help you get familiar with the hyper. Play them to what fits your play style. If you want to be super aggressive with Sonya and not really care about survivability because you have your hip throw and your ground and pound, your takedown, do it, man. That's just how you want to play her. Now, my last item here is Task Force Shield. Defense and max health. Defense plus 15, max health plus 100. Another cooldown reduction item. Cooldown reduction plus 5%. Max health regain plus 25%. Max health regen plus 50%. Max health 150. And cooldown reduction plus 10%. Increases defense in proportion to max health. Above 3,500 gets defense of 15 in addition. And above 4,250 gets defense of 300. With this on, if you're doing it right, you're going to get that, hands down. Plus your max health, and max health. Yeah, you're going to get the passive on this item, trust me. Anyway, so guys, that was a simple guide set up for Sonya. Give you a yo-ho-ho-ho. And I hope to see you guys next time. I am so sorry I've been slacking. I'll be picking this back up. More guides, more silly stuff. I'm going to start doing little goofy things with this game. But I hope to see you guys in game. If I'm not there, just know I'm there in spirit. If you don't get to play against me or play me, just, you know, sorry. I'm not the best person to play against or what have you, or the best person to play with. I do make mistakes. Everybody does. You saw with my ult a second ago. But I do hope to see you guys in game. I hope to see more people in game. Let's get this game live. Let's get this game hype. And let's get things done. Love you all. Again, as always, have a great day, morning, noon, or night. Get a good cup of coffee, tea, milk, water, whatever it is you're drinking to make your day a little bit better. I'll see you guys on the next one.